Hello, pocket knife community, knife lovers, knife enthusiasts, interested viewers. Hold it here. Okay, so there's a recall on the GiantMouse GM12 and the GMP12 on both knives for the button lock. I'm just gonna make a really quick video talking about it. And I'm not even sure if this is what the problem is, but I tell you, it's amazing. I noticed this when I first saw the knife. Listen, I'm not even mad at GiantMouse. They're an extremely professional company. They're an excellent company. This is their first button lock ever. Listen, it can happen. When I first got this knife, okay, the first thing I noticed examining the button lock, it's amazing. And I'm not saying that this is the problem. It might be the problem, it might not be the problem, but I guess we'll soon know. If you look inside, okay, let me move my light over a little bit here. If you look inside where the button lock is, right? So here's the button itself, right? Here's the button itself. Let me stand up so I can see what I'm doing here better. Right, here's the button itself, right? And then that button is attached to this shaft, okay? Right? Okay. And if you notice, the way button locks kind of work is the button itself is the locking mechanism. I'm not going to get into the details of button locks so much and how they actually hold the blade. They're all a little bit different in some ways, but I'm just saying this section in the corner, and I would take this knife apart, but I don't want to take it apart, especially since I'm sending it back for a repair, not because I'm getting rid of it. I love the knife. But this section here usually is the section that actually holds the blade. So once you pull the blade up into its lock position, that little tiny step right there is what is the locking mechanism for the blade, to lock in the open position. One of the first things I noticed about this button lock was that locking step inside the button was small. I was like, wow, that thing is really small. Like looking at it, I noticed it. And why do I notice that it's small, or why did I say it was small? Because I'm a knife guy. That's why. I have knives. I have other button locks. I've seen button locks before. I know, how they kind of supposed to look. But at the same token, listen, this is GiantMouse. I figured they're doing something a little different, or it's good enough. I don't know, right? I haven't had a problem with my knife, but GiantMouse sent out a notice to everybody warning about the safety recall for the knife, and that it could run, you could run into a you could run into a situation where you could injure yourself. It could be an injury. Okay, so in cooperation with the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, GiantMouse is conducting a voluntary safety recall of all GM12 and GMP12 knives due to the locking mechanism on the folding knives being able to fail. Okay, posing a laceration hazard to the user. These knives were sold from blah blah blah. Our records indicate that you have one of them. Okay, and then they offer you a full refund, or ship it out to them, have them fix it, and send it back. You know what I'm doing. I don't want no money. I want the knife. So I'm gonna definitely send mine out. And you saw the size of that step, right? Inside here of the locking mechanism. Let me just show you another manufacturer that has been doing button locks forever. And this knife is actually a fraction of the price of that knife. These guys have been doing button locks, and if you look at now you look at that same step, that same little step section inside where the button's attached to, and watch this. Do you see how big it is? It's huge. It goes across the whole entire inside. So, you know, that's a big difference. I noticed that. So now I'm not saying that when I get my new GiantMouse I keep saying 5, GM12 back, it's going to have a button lock huge like the one I just saw. I don't know. It might have one like that. It might not. I'm not even sure if that's the exact problem. But I definitely did notice that that button lock doesn't stick out much. Very small locking surface area. I wonder if that's the problem. So anyway, all right. So when GiantMouse gets back to me, I'll be shipping mine out, and I guess it takes a few months, whatever. I'm not in any rush. I got plenty of knives, and you know, when I get it back, I'm sure it'll be fixed. And I just would like to say, I just pointed this out to the knife community because that's what I do. But I will also say that the GiantMouse company is a fantastic company. Excellent company, extremely high quality. I am 100% not upset at them for this. It can happen. And I'm sure the fix is going to be a real fix. Yeah. Yeah, so I like I said, I personally haven't had any problems with the knife. Not that I've been out here beating this knife up, because you know how I am with, definitely not. This is part of a collection, part of a GiantMouse collection, so it's not going to get used like that. But at the same time, I don't want it to. It's not a slip joint, right? It's a locking knife, so it's supposed to lock. So anyway, when it comes back, I'll do another video, and that'll be it, just to keep my viewers up to date on what's going on in the knife world. All right, thanks a lot, guys.